What's going on? Let me know if y'all can hear me. Give me a thumbs up or something as people start to crowd in. Hopefully everybody having a good weekend so far. Just getting started. Can everybody hear the audio okay? What's going on, man? All right, that's what's up. Hey, what's up, man? Brian, what's up? Daniel, what's up? It's good to see y'all. Hopefully y'all having a good weekend. So we'll go ahead and get started. Kind of want to go over a few things. That's good. I see you got that 75 going, man. Figure out what you're gonna put in it. Let us know. We're gonna do botanicals, just a bunch of stuff, and then like last time, informal. We ain't doing nothing but hanging out, talking about what we love, doing fish. I'll flip the camera over in a minute. Oh, that's what's up. I gotta figure out, I gotta really stop being lazy and hook up my webcam so I can do the thing with the little, where you know they got the little screen in the corner at the bottom, and then y'all can look at something else, so we ain't doing the ghetto. But I kind of like it the ghetto way. It's kind of fun. But going right in, it was a busy day. I was out there sorting plants, got all kinds of stuff in, sorting shrimp too. Got some cool plants in. I got Vesuvius in today. I actually got some also got some Blixia Alberti in today too. That's when we were talking about actual true aquatics in the last stream. Your Blixia is actually one of those plants that's a true aquatic. Let me grab a piece real quick while y'all rolling in. I'm gonna go ahead and flip the camera too with my wet hand. So this right here is Blixia Alberti, and believe it or not, oh, we got all kind of stuff. Believe it or not, this one, Alberti, is actually native to the States. So a small portion of the Gulf Coast, like southern Louisiana, southeast Texas, and I would venture on to say possibly southwestern Alabama as well. Let me throw that back in there. I'll put y'all back on the Pantanal tank, and we can talk about whatever. But that's one of the ones that's a true. But Brian was kind of going to go into botanicals tonight. I shot a video last night because I put my first round of botanicals in this tank, if y'all can see that. And I like it. I'm digging it. I like black water. I've always liked black water tanks, and I'm liking the way this one is starting to shape up. I said I wanted to do kind of like a watered down gas station coffee tin on this one, just to give it that true pop. So I did one round, let the filter pull them, and it's got a little stain to it. And then next week when I get time, I'll do another one, and I'll just keep adding botanicals until I get the stain that I want. Obviously no Purigen is going to be on this tank, because Purigen is a tannin magnet. I mean, the stuff just works good. And we got giveaways tonight, y'all, so I'm going to be giving away a few things just to make it fair. You know, y'all participate, interact, and I'll have somebody, one of y'all, that way it's not on me, pick a winner, and we'll go from there. So I'm gonna give away a t-shirt, obviously, and I got something cool. I'm giving away this from Tannin Aquatics, straight up tannin package. I'm gonna go ahead and open it. so y'all can see what's in it. This one is Aquatic Botanicals. It's an Apisto pack. So let me show y'all that. Can you see that? So for anybody that runs Apistos or anything like that, it's a cool little something something, and I'll ship it to you, don't sweat it. And I feel generous today, and just to y'all help me help you spread the word for Warrior Planet Tanks. As I said, I'm back rolling. You know, most of y'all that hang with me pretty tough know what I was going through personally, but whatever. Starting this year swinging, I'm gonna give away a plant starter package. So basically it'll be enough to plant out a 10-gallon. I'll hook it up too, so I'll hook it up with a couple background plants, 1 or 2 mid-ground plants, 1 or 2 foreground plants. Don't even sweat it, on me, and we'll go from there. So somebody started off with the first question. Botanicals is a good topic. Let's go with botanicals. Anybody use botanicals before or interested in using them? Don't be shy. That's a good one. In general, botanicals, leaves, twigs, sticks, anything that is organic, that's going to come from a plant. So when we're talking about biotopes, we're talking about pretty much every fish that you're going to keep, depending on what specific biotope, what specific geographic area that those fish are coming from. The majority of those fish are going to have some type of botanicals in their natural environment. So more specifically, just to give everybody a more clear picture, a good example would be like if we talking about the Amazon. It's loaded with trees, and in the process of trees being trees, you got sticks falling in the water, branches, leaves, the fruit pods, the seeds, etc. And all those things, via their natural process of breaking down, they're going to release their compounds and elements into the water. And over time, oh, absolutely safe for shrimp. In fact, shrimp actually benefit from having botanicals in the water. Now, you got hardcore shrimp keepers that'll say that, you know, no, but actually the biofilm that generates from the botanical, shrimp eat that, and they eat the leaves as well. Shrimp are part of that niche ecosystem critter that they help break down the botanicals that go in the water, and they keep everything rolling. You know, they keep nature rolling. So you got shrimp, you got crayfish, tadpoles, etc. All those little critters, they're eating the leaves, they're breaking the leaves down, they're helping keep that ecosystem clean. So absolutely, shrimp benefit from having leaves in the water. I feed my shrimp leaves, and a lot of people, most of your big shrimp keepers feed their shrimp leaves. It's just a matter of the tank, the breeding, the cleanliness, etc. Me, I go crazy with it. If you came over and seen how I got it set up, everything that's got a shrimp in it has got leaves in it because they absolutely need them. It's part of the way they've evolved over time. They're grazers, they're algae eaters, that's what they eat. But going back to it, the botanicals, they're letting go compounds, and over time these fish, these animals that have evolved to live in these specific biotopes, they actually benefit from the different compounds that's in the water. So like in this tank right here specifically, I have various tetras, I have a few plecos in here, and I have some angelfish in here. All of these fish come from a similar biotope that's going to be on your lower end of the pH spectrum, loaded with botanicals, stained water. I won't say stagnant, some do, some don't, but as far as the parameters go, softer end of the spectrum as far as pH is concerned, and loads of botanicals, and my fish are loving it. I started this one Monday, I believe, and no sooner than I poured it, the stain water in here, the tetra started sparring. They started displaying real good. Let me scoot the camera a little closer so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Like, you can see them, they're doing it now. Like, just they're showing their natural behavior. And the ironic thing is, a lot of the stuff that you will purchase to fix your fish when they get sick, quote unquote, straight up botanicals. I got a prime example right here, and I'm not plugging these people. I'm just saying this is something that's common that y'all will go pick up. This right here, right? I don't know if you can see that. Okay, look what it says right there. All natural, extracted from West Indian bay leaves. It's a botanical. So why not just roll how you roll and go on and put the botanicals in there anyway? It's like preventative medicine. It's kind of like eating oranges so you don't catch the flu because it's got vitamin C in it. Same concept. And that's why I like to roll with some kind of botanicals in my tank. They're very, very beneficial. Very beneficial. And not to mention, I mean, it look cool. I got all kind of stuff in here. Different. So I did guava leaf, those little things with the sticks. So it's two things. One of them is a banana stem. It's actually a banana stem. And then the other one right here in the middle, those are palm fronds. The leaves are cool, Brian. I mean, there's so many different kinds you can put in an aquarium. And I use oak leaves. Here's the thing. The biggest thing is worrying about, is it safe to put in the tank with my fish? Nobody wants to put something in there that's going to cause harm to their fish. I totally get that, and I agree. The question is educating yourself to properly do it, and then you could do it. If more people knew how safe and actually beneficial it was to use them, I think it would be a lot more widespread in the hobby than it actually is. And I'm gonna start doing Blackwater videos because I see that's something that you don't really have a whole lot of on YouTube, and I think that'll be a cool way to kind of get people using botanicals. So if you're concerned about using them, what do you do? So I'm gonna grab some and I'm gonna show you what they look like. Straight up bag of leaves. And this one's assorted. It's got all kinds of different leaves in here. He hooked me up and just threw them in the bag for me so I didn't have to pay extra. And then here's pods. This is what pods look like. It's called Blackwater because of the color. So up here where I'm at in the Tidewater area, we have what's called the Great Dismal Swamp. And it's a Blackwater swamp. There's a few in Florida. When I was down in the Pensacola area, they actually had the Blackwater River, and it's just all the tannins released from the wood, leaves, etc. They give it a black stain. At once, there ain't really ain't no limit on the amount you can put in there at once. To be honest, what I do is I gauge how my livestock reacts to it, because you are introducing chemical compounds to their environment. So just to, you know, less is better, and you're gonna watch your fish. I mean, that's how I do it. Honestly, I've put it in there to where my water looked like straight up chocolate milk, and other than me not being able to see my fish, it really didn't hurt them. But if you're just concerned about it and you don't want the load to hit too hard, then little by little never hurts anything. But going back to why is it called Blackwater, it's pretty self-explanatory. You know, it's the tannins, and it gives it that stained look, and the water's not turbid, so don't get it confused. Like, so turbidity being that there's a lot of sediment etc. in the water. It's muddy, you know. No, this water is clear. It's just taking on, it's holding those compounds in the water that's giving it its characteristic color, that characteristic look, that stained look. So it's a huge difference between muddy water and stained water. So I remember I had posted on the group, on one of the groups I'm in, you know, I was trying to decide if I wanted to go with the stain or not, and one of the people actually asked me, you want to stain your water on purpose? And I was like, absolutely, of course, you know, because I see, you know, they'll tell people they want to put natural wood in their tank, and they'll say, you know, boil it to remove all the tannins before you put it in your aquarium. And okay, that's fine and good. You should boil your wood boil it so it don't thing. You boil it to keep it from floating, but it's still going to leach tannins into your water over time. It's just a matter of personal, you know, personal preference, if you want to see it or not. So that's my take on it, really and truly. But there's all kinds of stuff in here. There's banana stems. I went with guava leaf. The fish are digging it. Shrimp love it. It's the Apisto pack. Go back to that, the one I'm gonna give away in a little bit. So certain species have actually evolved these pods, right? Let me pull one out. I'm gonna show you. It's kind of cool. These pods right here. Check this out, right? So inside this pod, they'll actually go inside the pod and use it as a structure to spawn. And a lot of people that have kept expensive apistogrammas, they know that that's one of the best ways to do it. You gotta stain the water anyway. You gotta lower the pH anyway to get them to spawn successfully. And those pods are way better alternative than like a piece of pipe or half of a flower pot or something like that. And I think it was just sourcing them. I mean, it's 2018 now. You can pretty much get anything you want to from any corner of the globe as long as it can pass USDA inspection, and you're good to go. So that's my spiel on botanicals. I mean, anybody got anything else that they want to know or that they want to add into the conversation about botanicals? I'm definitely along with the, you know, because like CRS breeders, they're using a pH lowering substrate like Akadama, the Aquasoil, different things like that. And if you don't know what Akadama is the same soil that the Japanese use to grow bonsai trees in. And the Aquasoil, so aquascaping, right? We were talking about aquascaping. What's going on? You ain't missed nothing, Josh. We're just going over botanicals right quick, and I was going on a spiel about aquascaping. So Aquadama, like I said, it's the dirt that they use to grow bonsai trees in. It's a clay soil. Will it keep your angels from eating their babies? Probably not. Probably not, Kay. Cover. Java moss, hornwort, water sprite, Kabamba carolensis, green kabamba, things of that nature is really what you want to use to do that. I mean, I'm old school. A lot of people will they'll pull a batch of eggs and raise it. I'll let the mom and the daddy do it. They pick out the unfertile eggs. They keep the batch from getting fungus. I mean, it's like a dog having puppies, you know. I mean, sometimes you get good mamas. Sometimes you get a dog when she has puppies the first time, she's gonna run away from them. I mean, it's kind of hit or miss with that. But I mean, if you really just want to keep them a natural way to keep fry, I use plants, and I've never had a problem. And I kind of let nature do it that way anyway, because only the strong survive, and you know you're gonna get viable fry that raise up to be really, really nice fish. So it's just nature doing its thing. I mean, if they eat all the babies, they eat all the babies. I know that's not what you want to hear, but that's kind of the way I look at it. You know, they know better than we do. I'd rather have 3 or 4 good ones from a spawn of 25 than 15 that I'm gonna have to cull. Which, yeah, I don't want to have to kill a fish. So, and then, you know, that's all the food and everything else that you spent on that fish going down the drain when you find out that it's not a good specimen that you want to keep. So that's my whole take on that one. But going back to it, we were talking about the Akadama. It's bonsai dirt. It's a pH lower than substrate. So we were talking about Takashi Amano in the last stream, and he actually started out doing bonsai and photography, and he brought all of the stuff that he, you know, had in his repertoire. He brought it over into aquaculture, aquariums, and that's how the whole nature aquarium kind of got its footing. I mean, it's a little more detailed than that, but that's the gist of it, you know. But yeah, crystal reds definitely would benefit from having a little bit of botanicals in their water. And you know, it's one of those, it's all up to who you ask, you know. I mean, once you get them going, you get them going. I mean, if you look at the Taiwan breeders, absolutely, Kay. If you look at the Taiwanese, the way they're breeding the Caridina shrimp, they got it down to a science, a complete science. And I mean, hats off to them. Like, they definitely do. I will leave the link to Tannin Aquatics in the description of this video, and I'm also gonna leave it in the I shot a video yesterday. I just haven't had a chance to get it published yet, but I'm gonna leave the description in that one as well, or the link, I'm sorry, in that one as well. So if you want to hit them up. And also, Brian, if you're on GHAC, a lot of people on GHAC use Tannin Aquatics. So find me after this and I'll shoot you the link, and you can order. I'm trying to work something out. Maybe I can get a code where you can knock off like 10% or something when you guys, speaking of sparring, but when you guys hit them up for an order, check out these black phantoms behind the right here in the middle. They're straight up sparring. I'm gonna turn this light off so y'all can see it a little better. Inside that tank, the glare. Yeah, that's way better. But yeah, they're just doing their thing. But the crystal reds, yeah, definitely would benefit from having a little bit of the botanical. All shrimp really would benefit from having some botanicals in their water. What else you got? Oh, no worries, Brian. Anytime. Thank y'all for participating. You know, it's gonna grow. It's a slow stream, but you know what? Like, I definitely appreciate each and every one of y'all taking out y'all time, because it's informal. We're just hanging out, doing what we do. You know, it's Saturday night, hanging out, talking about fish. You know, and giving away stuff. What else? I mean, I wouldn't be doing nothing else on a Saturday. So, anybody else got a question? We can roll into another topic. Can you talk about the benefits of catappa leaves? Yeah, the benefits of catappa leaves. So, Josh, before you logged on, I was showing an example of medicine, like talking about the benefits of I know that's right, talking about the benefits of why you would put botanicals in your aquarium. And I showed an example. I'm gonna grab it again. I'm gonna do a different one just to show you. This one is Melafix. This is another common medicine that people will purchase. I like these because they're natural. There's no poison. It usually, the filter can dissipate it. I don't even pull the carbon or whatever when I use it, and it's that safe. So the name in itself, Melafix, it's Melaleuca, comes from tea trees, right? So going back to what you were originally asking, Josh, so what's the benefits of catappa leaves? So catappa leaves are also known as Indian almond leaves. And let me see if I can grab one to show the rest of you guys what they look like. I'm gonna grab a small one. So this is a catappa leaf right here, if y'all can see that. This is what a catappa leaf looks like. It's an Indian almond leaf, and they kind of snuck into the hobby via the Southeast Asian fish breeders, because that's where they grow. And what it is they've been using these things for a long time. They use them because they have medicinal properties. They're antibacterial, antifungal, the whole nine. Look at that black phantom. They're just sparring their butts off, man. They're totally digging these botanicals. But they have a lot of good properties. And some of the betta breeders that breed the fancy bettas, like the Cambodians, the Placots, the Kois, all the different betas, you know, and then really too the ones that, you know, the fighters, you know, they would use them to kind of keep their fish in a sterile environment. And they snuck into the hobby that way and took off. So now everybody's using them. They're really good at lowering the pH. They're really good at conditioning water to get ready to breed for some of your tropical species. And for shrimp, as far as shrimp are concerned, it's just all around. So you got all those benefits that I just mentioned, you know, as far as the medicinal, water conditioning benefits. And then as they break down over time, it serves as a food source. So if you're wondering, so how does a leaf provide a food source to something like a shrimp? Okay, so it's in several different ways. The first thing you're gonna get when you add a botanical to your water is you're gonna get something called biofilm, okay? And biofilm is that ugly, fuzzy, white, slimy looking stuff it'll grow on your wood, it grows on leaves, etc. That's your biofilm. It's extremely beneficial to your shrimp, and especially your shrimplets. So like if you have a buried female that hatched out and you have some good leaves in there that have biofilm on them, that's what those shrimplets are gonna eat. And after the biofilm goes away, then the leaf starts to break down and the shrimp actually start to eat and consume the leaf. So it's providing several different stages of feeding during its duration in your aquarium, and it's just all around beneficial. And it's the same thing for regular plants too. I mean, I try to trim as much as I can and remove, but you know, onesies twosies never hurt anything, because I got critters in here that actually eat them and benefit from them. So I mean, I hope that answered your question, Josh, pretty good. Is there anything else that you wanted to you know, did that pretty much hit it on the head for you? I'm hoping so. Anybody else? All right, thank you. Hey Kay, you were asking me a question and I didn't get a chance to get back to you. What's going on, brother? How you doing? We're talking about Blackwater, man. Tuned in just in time. Kay, you were asking a question about plants the other day that were going in a tank. If you can refresh my memory, I can elaborate on that for you right now. I remember you were asking about plants, something that your Placo wouldn't chomp down on. If that's, am I right? When you catch up to me, let me know if I was right. But going back to the botanicals. So, like I said, it's like the proof's in the pudding, and it's just one of those things about doing the research and the education. And I mean, I'm a botanical nerd anyway. Yeah, and tall plants for the background. I'll get right to that as soon as I get through we're talking about the botanicals, and then we'll move straight into plants. So, you know, like when I was in college in Houston, I was really into holistic medicine. You know, I'll share something with you. You know, when I was younger, my grandmother actually raised me, and you know, she taught me a lot about different things outside that you can use for medicine. You know, we're Creole. You know, like, you know, we're coon asses, straight up. You know, my family, we're a big rainbow. We're all mutts. You know, Spanish, Mexican, Black, French, everything. You know. And we actually we had a bay leaf tree. So like bay leaves, they go in soup and gumbo and stuff. We had a bay tree growing in our front yard. And when it got cold, she would have us go out there and snap a couple branches off of this bay tree. Leaves, branches and all. And she would bring them in, she would wash them off. Pull all the leaves off, snap the green parts of the twigs, throw all of it in a pot, cover it with water and boil it and make tea. And we would drink that tea. Now, unbeknownst to us, we just drank it because it was good. But here it is now, you got cats like Dr. Oz and stuff, and you know, all those little things that pop up on your Facebook saying how beneficial and healthy it is to drink bay leaf, or to go get some and burn one in an incense burner. And lo and behold, you know, I grew up, we were doing that kind of stuff. So I always kind of had like a background in botanicals. And then boom, here you go. They take it, they extract it, put it in a bottle and sell it to you for $9.99. You know, go figure, right? Just regular, you know, country backwoods stuff. But that's one of the things that kind of stuck with me, is nature has everything ready for you already. You know, and you know, in the society we live in now, everybody want a quick fix for everything. Well, I'm all about prevention. That's why I like running botanicals in my setups. Why not prevent it when you can, instead of having to worry about setting up a hospital tank or trying to find a fish store that's open, you know, past 9 o'clock at night, so you can save a fish because you don't have something on hand and you don't want to end up losing one of your critters. But you know, and then too, I'm gonna be honest, blackwater just looks cool. I mean, a lot of these fish, they evolved in dark water. And if you really want to appreciate their color, their beauty, etc., darken down your water. You will see them like you've never seen before. And you know, when I did the first video, I know, right? When I did the first video on this Pantanal setup, I purposefully went out of my way to find the least colorful fish I could put in here, just to prove a point that when I darkened down this water, which I planned on doing the whole time, that you would be able to see just awesome colors. And it's starting to work. So there's that right there for the black water. Kay, I did not forget about you. I mean, I'm sorry, I keep seeing these black phantoms sparring. Like, it's the black water. I'm telling you, as soon as I put it in here, all the tetras started sparring. And no, there's not gonna spawn. I just got some Severums, one pair of. Brian, you need to go on and put some botanicals in that tank, man. Everything that you just put on there is straight up a blackwater fish. So you need to hit up Tannin Aquatics. Tell them Steve sent you from Warrior Planet Tanks and get you some botanicals. But you want some tall background plants. I mean, it's all about personal preference, and then too, how much work you want to do. I mean, I have a half growth if you need any. Yeah, man, I'll hit you up. Definitely can use magnolia leaves are where it's at. Definitely, yeah. Rainbows totally dig. Hey, thank you, Alex. I'll definitely hit you up after this. Rainbows definitely dig botanicals. But I was, Kay, getting back to your questions, how much work do you want to do? You know, work's not a worry, then sky is the limit. I'm going to be honest, I'm partial to swords. A lot of people don't like swords. I like swords. Are they easy to grow? Yes, they're easy to grow. But there's a difference between growing them and having well cared for swords. Huge difference. They like to eat, they like light, and when you do it right, they'll reward you by growing all the way to the top of your tank and flowering. There's nothing prettier than the inflorescence of a sword plant in a tank. That's just like me. That's like the plant giving me a hug right there, saying, hey, thank you for spending all this money on your light bill, your water bill, and all this fertilizer. You know, exactly. And that's a good, they like to spawn on them. Crypts, for some reason my angelfish like to spawn on crypts, swords, and filter intakes. I'm gonna have one that wants to spawn on a filter intake, you know. But I mean, that's just, they like what they like. You know, swords is cool. The one I just showed you, actually, the Blixia oberti, that plant gets big. Fluorite, is the water gonna clear? No, this one is Black Diamond. It's called the Grow Pro Black Diamond. And no, oh, the fluorite. You're talking about the chocolate milk tank. Yeah, I'll get to you on that one in a minute, bro. Yeah, the Blixia grows huge. So it's a bushy bush. You know what? I'm gonna show you what it looks like in the water. I'm just gonna dunk a piece in here, and I'll show you what it looks like. This is the cool thing about going live. We can do whatever we want. So, can you see that? I'm gonna pick the camera up. See it? So that's what it looks like in the water. That's Blixia oberti. So it's beautiful. I love it. And I don't want to sell it, but I got me a stash, so I ain't sweating it. If y'all want some, hit me up and I'll ship it to you. But that one gets huge, like seriously huge. Like we're talking 12, 14, 16 inches huge, and it's not that demanding to grow. And I like it because it's from my neck of the woods, you know. And trust me, when I go home, I'm probably gonna put on some rubber boots, some chest waders, and see if I can't harvest me some and get back uphill without getting a ticket from Texas Parks and Wildlife. But that's another, Blixia is another good one that'll go to the top. Bunch plants. Bunch plants are cool. I like bunch plants. And you know, I grow a few different styles. And if you watch any of my videos, I tell you all the time, I don't aquascape. Steve don't aquascape. And don't get me wrong. It's not that I can't. It's just that that's not my thing. I've done it before. It's okay. It's not a big deal. I'm old school, and I've always been one of them type of people that I go against the grain. I do me. I like to experiment. It's a hobby. Like aquascaping it's work. It's like work. A hobby is a hobby, you know. Like if I bought a car and I wanted to turn it into a project car, then I'm gonna do what I want to the car, and it's gonna have my own personal fingerprint. It's mine, you know. And that's kind of why I don't aquascape. You got a few different ones, and you know, yeah, you can tweak and peak based on what you can get, but you know, I want to mimic their hateful environment. I know, right? That's what I did. I'm gonna do one. You know what? Y'all can laugh if y'all want to, but like, I was just brainstorming one day, and I have a nano. I have a 10-gallon that ain't nothing in, and I know what you meant. I'm gonna do a mockquascape. So it's not gonna be an aquascape. It's gonna be a mockquascape, and it's gonna be funny as hell. And I'm gonna pull it off. I mean, like I said, I ain't knocking people that scape. Scaping's cool. I mean, I appreciate the beauty. I knew you meant natural. I knew you meant natural. It's all good, but I just think it'll be funny. But no, I'm just saying, like, I ain't knocking it. I like to do my own thing. You know, I've been doing it for a long time, and like I said, I like my own thing. But you know, if you like aquascaping, that's cool too. But like I was saying, I run a few different types of plants, and I was saying bunch plants, right? Like I got some Ludwigia in a tank, and a lot of people, they want to trim it to keep it nice and robust and the leaves and the compact growth, and that's cool. But I like to see plants in different growth forms, and Ludwigia is a native plant. And you know, growing up in Texas, you know, we had cows on our property, and we had stock tanks. It's basically a pond. And the Ludwigia would grow straight up to the top, and you know, it's a marginal plant, and it would grow out along the edge of the whole stock tank. And I'm replicating that in a tank that I have right behind me. So I haven't trimmed it. It's straight stem. All you see is stem until you get to probably like the top fifth of the tank, and then you just got the most lush growth, the most beautiful leaf forms. And then, you know, I got some that I stay pretty heavy on the scissors with, and it grows and it bushes out and it looks really, really nice. And that's why I love plants. You get to experiment with the different growth forms, you know. Don't trim some, let it grow, see what it'll do for you. Trim it, see what it does, highlight, low light, temp variance, etc. You know, and you just, you know, you play with it. But there's a few different ones, and after the stream, if any of you guys have me on Facebook, or if you don't, just inbox me if you have a specific question, and we can go over what you want, and we can do a mock-up. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna get my list, and I'll go over what I have right now. So if you guys want me to ship you something, I'll let you know. Give me a thumbs up. Anybody, a random thumbs up, and I'll go grab that list if that's something that you guys are interested in. If not, we can do something else. This is for you guys, not for me. Cool beans. All right. Un momento. Okay, so like right now, what I have, I'm just gonna go down the list. I got Java moss, and I got real, okay, I'm not gonna say real Java moss, okay? When I say real Java moss, I mean the stuff that I couldn't give away 20 years ago, and now because of shrimp people and aquascapers, you can't keep it. I can't keep Java moss. But this isn't the taxiphyllum moss, that stuff that makes a big mess in your tank. This is Vescularia dubiana, and there's a botanist from Singapore who straight up said that that V-dub is not true Java moss, but as long as I've been in the hobby, this is the one that we've always known as Java moss. So I got that in, and I got the Blixia Oberti in. I got some crinum in. So, and it's really beautiful. I got the Calistratum in. I got Glossostigma, and these Glossostigmas, I put them in. They're like a 4x6 index card, so they're already planted. It's just it's got the cocoa fiber with the wire over it. So for you guys that want to do carpets, but you want to cheat, that's an easy way to cheat. I have a few of those. I also have dwarf hairgrass mats. And I have Java moss mats the same way. They're really easy to make, but I don't mind doing it. And they're kind of cool. I know some people asked for them last week, and I didn't have any ready. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and have a few. So I have a few of those if anybody wants. I got a little bit of water sprite. For some reason, I can't keep that. I have Nana Petite. And this is real Nana Petite. It's really tiny. It's Barterii. Nana Petite. I have some of that. I got a bunch of dwarf baby tears. I got a bunch of crypt. So I'm going to say the different kinds of crypt I have. I got you, Brian. If you want some, let me know. I got undulatus on the crypt. I got Winty red and green. I got giant hair grass. And believe it or not, I've been growing it submerged for a long time. And it does good. Like, you're gonna have the transformation. You really are. And believe it or not, the stuff that I have in there, I didn't plant it. I planted some. I got a wild hair up my butt. I didn't want it in there anymore. So I pulled what I thought was all of it. And then I look in there and there's shoots of it all over the place, just randomly in there. And I was like, you know what? It's giving it a little flavor. I'm gonna leave it alone. So it's growing fully submerged. You can do it if you're patient and you can tolerate the die-off. Then Monavensis is really a cool one. Okay, that would be a cool one, a cool background plant to something different that nobody does right, you know. So I got that in. I got a lot of narrow leaf micro sword, and this isn't the chain. This is the Liliopsis. I got moneywort. Then I got swords for days. I got melon sword, micro, oriental. I got regular ocelot and green. And then I got some cool Anubias that I haven't been able to get my hands on for a long time. I got Hastifolia in finally. Finally. Let's see what else here. Like I said, I got a butt ton of Java moss. I got a little bit of the Triparta, the Hydrocodal Japan. And if you want to see what that looks like, look in the corner on my Chaos Competition tank. It's a Japanese-Dutch hybrid tank. That's growing in the corner. I really like it. It's an underrated plant. And, you know, I don't want to sound like a sissy or nothing, but I think it's kind of cute, you know. It's not like the regular dollar weed, the vulgaris, or the Brazilian, the giant dollar weed. It's real dainty and petite. It kind of reminds me of like one of them English gardens where they have the green ivy growing everywhere. I think it gives a cool look to a tank. I got regular Blairy. I always have some Blairy. And then I got a little bit of Wisteria, the Hygrophila deformis. And then I have Rotala for days. I got a few other, let me know. I got butt tons of Java moss. So let me know. I do like a 5-ounce cup for $5. So $1 an ounce. It's plenty. And if you want it, I can have it to where if you want to lay it down and make you like a mat, I have that kind too. Just let me know what you want. And I got a bunch of bunch plants. I got Rotala. I got some Moneywort. I got Bacopa. I got Creeping Jenny, Creeping Charlie. Those are old school plants. The Creeping Jenny and the Creeping Charlie. Let me show y'all a stem of this. Like, these are old school plants. They're easy to grow. You don't see them a lot because everybody's trying to get the new hot stuff, but they can't even grow the old-fashioned stuff right. I'm going to grab the stem of this. I like it. It's easy to grow. It's a nitrate buster, and it's just it's a nice plant. Let me see if I got some. Here's the stem of it. So this is a snip. This stuff was flowering in my tank, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm boosting it with CO2, that little nano I'm doing. But here's the stem of it. It's like rooting like crazy, and I'm not gonna lie, this is not a well-behaved plant. It's really invasive. So if you just want, it grows like pearlweed, man, straight up. But the leaf form's really sweet, and it's just a cool plant. Right now, Josh, all I got is the V-dub. I can get I'm trying to get away from all them other crazier mosses like the flame and I'm gonna be honest. You're paying for the name. Straight up, you're paying for the name. They look cool, yes, they look cool, but at the end of the day, moss is moss. That's just my practical take on it. I brought in a few different kinds of moss, and then the people wanted to pay. You know, it's kind of like we got country sayings in Texas, man. You want to eat steak, but you got hamburger money. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I just stopped bringing it in. But if you want it, if enough people want it, we can do a nerd share to where I'll keep some for myself because I appreciate any kind of plants, and then, you know, we just go in on the cost for it. But I regularly don't keep it. Anything like that you guys want to get your hands on, that you want to keep, we can definitely do a nerd share. I don't mind doing that. It took me a year, but I finally got a vendor to give me wholesale prices, which is why I'm able to sell this stuff for dirt cheap compared to what you would pay locally, especially locally where we're in. If you guys are in Hampton Road, not knock anybody here, we got some great people out here that are doing good stuff, and I get it. It's really not a high demand for plants, but I like plants. A lot of people like plants, and I think the price of the plants up here kind of keep people from going into plants, which is why I started doing what I was doing, because I was like, hey, if I'm spending money to bring plants in, why don't I just spend a little extra money and do the nerd share thing, hook other people up too. And then it kind of just evolved into Warrior Planet Tanks, where I got a full-blown YouTube channel, and I'm, you know, looking like I've been fighting with the sack of flour, because I'm ashy as all get out, because I've been in there dunking plants, opening stuff, you know. But it is what it is, you know. But that's what I got. If y'all want something, let me know, and we'll work it out, and I can ship it out to you, no sweat. And it's starting to get, the weather's starting to act right, so we can get into some plants. What's next, man? What's next? Somebody asked a question. We're at an hour, so like, let's clown for about like 10 more minutes, and then start up on these giveaways. How's that sound? What do you know about outdoor ponds since the weather is getting better? I have Subwasser Tang. I have it now. So here's the thing with the Subwasser Tang, right? People are gonna argue about the name, okay? Let me pick the camera up. I'm gonna show you something. It's gonna get rough, y'all. Just bear with. I'm gonna show you something because I can't get it. So just bear with. Let me turn this light on. I'm gonna show you something. In the kitchen, don't mind the mess. Let me put this light on here. Check this out, right? Okay, so that stuff is Subwasser Tang, okay? But it's actually mini Pellia. It's coral moss, and I got all this Java moss up here so you can't see it good. Let me get back over here. I'm going to show you it in another growth form, so chill out. Let me get my remote. Don't mind my table. Like, I've been running all day. We had a function at church that I had to cater, and so look on this stump, right, Josh? And there you go. That is Ricardia, also known as coral moss, also known as mini Pellia, also known as Subwasser Tang. So if you look it up, you're gonna get confused, because I got confused, because I was like, okay, what's the difference between, you know, this Subwasser Tang that they're talking about and this Ricardia? So like taxonomically there are a few different ones, but when you're talking about like just straight up Subwasser Tang, that's what it is that most people are getting, is the Ricardia. And I do have Ricardia. It grows slow and it's not cheap, but if you need some, I can hook you up with a little bit. No sweat. Camera's acting funny. Where were we? I went off on that tangent. Those are totally... Yeah, that's what I was saying, Alex. Like, that's when people get confused. Like, in the hobby though, like what I have right there, like I have Ricardia upstairs in the 1984 post-apocalyptic tank. This stuff that I have is actually the same plant. I bought it. That's what I was explaining. I didn't mean to confuse y'all. I bought it. That's what I was saying. I bought it in the same bunch. I mounted some on that piece of Mopani wood, And the other stuff that I just showed y'all is from the same bag. It's just low light. It's not mounted on anything. It's the same plant. Those that I have right there. Does that make sense? That's what I said. Taxonomically, you got the coral moss, you got Riccardia, and you got Suboxetane. But that stuff was sold to me as mini Pellia. The stuff I have upstairs is Riccardia, which is exactly the same stuff that's on the stump, which is exactly the same thing that's growing in the fish bowl. So that's what I'm saying. Like I haven't gotten like a microscope or nothing to look at it. It's whatever they tell you at the fish store, which is another good point that Alex brought up about researching and observing. And that's kind of why I like to grow a plant in different ways. Oh, the camera wouldn't clear up. You know what? Let me grab some. I'm gonna grab some. If I can get some. Let me find some pincets. So I grabbed some. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this. I'm gonna do it like this. Here, can you see that? That's what I was talking about, Alex, right there. I mean, it looks just like Suboxetane. It's just growing in low light. It's got like one LED on it, one of those solar flame clamp-on LEDs. You see what I'm saying? So this right here is the same plant that I have growing on that piece of Mopani wood. And I was looking at it and I got into an argument with the lady at the fish store because this is the growth form that I purchased it in. And I was like, I was like, hey, let me have some of that Suboxetane. And she was like, that's not Suboxetane. I was like, well, what is it? She was like, it's mini Pellia. I was like, no, sweetheart, that looked like Suboxetane to me. And she was like, no, that's not Suboxetane. I was like, okay, well, whatever, give me some. And so that's what I was explaining a while ago. So it was the growth form. Like a lot of times the growth forms will throw people off. So when you go look over here at this one, it looks like coral moss. I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna show you again, Alex, what I'm talking about. See, I like these fish chats, bruh. Everybody missing out. This is fun. And I'm gonna give away some free stuff. Y'all hold on. I'm finna go back over here. Don't mind the mess here. So let me turn this one on. Okay, so check this out, Alex. In here, that right there. Can y'all see that? Thumbs up or something if y'all can see that. I know y'all see my hand. These fish think they finna eat. Yeah, see what I'm saying? That's the same bunch. I bought two, like you get a fistful for like 10, 15 bucks. So I got like two fistfuls of it. You know what I'm saying? I can hook you up, Josh. Don't sweat it. I got a lot of that. It grows slow. Thank you. That's my low-tech, no-tech tank. You know what? That gravel bed has been established since 2004. It's been through, I don't know. I've been in since 2004. So 2004, I don't know how many government moves that thing survived, but it's a beast. That's Old Faithful right there. And it's been through so many makeovers and other things. It's not even funny, but that's what I was talking about. So I'll go grab some Riccardia, and while I'm doing that, it does, absolutely. That tank right there is not heated. It's ambient room temperature. Like, if I had to throw a thermometer on, matter of fact, I got a thermometer. I'll tell you what it is, Alex. Hold on. Give me a chance to grab a towel also. That thing's sitting at 75.0 right now. And everything in there is growing all lush and beautiful. I'm not gonna lie, I got some Madagascar lace bulbs in there that are resting. So to get them to sprout, I'm gonna pop it up to 78 because I want my lace plants back. It's time for them. No worries, man. Just hit me up. You know where to find me. Thanks, Brian. I appreciate it. Let me get a towel. And I tell you what, who's gonna be who wants to volunteer to pick the first person for the first giveaway? So like, the odds are pretty good because there's only 5 of y'all. So I'm giving away 3 things. So that means the odds are pretty high to win something. So whoever volunteers, I tell you what, I'm just generous. Whoever volunteers, all right, Kay, I got you. Kay, you already got a t-shirt, so I'm pretty sure you don't want one. But for volunteering, I'll send you something special. Don't even sweat it. All right, Kay, while I go grab this Riccardia, pick a winner, and then when I get back and show the Riccardia, after I get through talking about the Riccardia, you can announce the first winner. So mull over the comments, see who's been participating actively. I'm gonna go grab the Riccardia so we can finish talking about Riccardia, and then we'll go from there. I would rather show y'all it growing than, you know, a picture or something. That way y'all know I ain't BSing. I hate that. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so here's the Riccardia, and I pulled this on purpose because I got Nana Petite, and I want to mount some on here. So since I got it out, I'm gonna do that. This is Riccardia, and I'm getting water all over the floor. This is one of the benefits of being single. I ain't gotta listen to nobody bitching about the house smelling like fish. Amazing. But that's Riccardia. Can you see that? Can y'all see that? See the difference in it? How compact and smaller it is? That's totally, yeah. This is definitely Riccardia right here. So I tell you what, since I got it out and I'm gonna mount anyway, y'all wanna tell me, let's mount this thing. Why not? Look, let's go ahead and let's mount this bad boy. Let me go grab that Nana Petite. Okay, so it's really easy, and you know, people always make stuff harder than it need to. But so here's your non-appetit. This is like straight up real non-appetit too. Look at it. This is Barterai non-appetit. It's a real nice cluster of it. And I don't know, where do you guys, tell me where to put it. You know, I'm gonna sit it right there, and y'all tell me where it should go. Y'all, while y'all doing that, I'm gonna get the secret ingredient. Don't nobody got like a preference, a place? I don't care, I'll mount it anywhere. You know, like, where should it go? At the branch. Oh, I'm mounting it on the rock. This one's going in the 1984 tank, so when I do an update, you like it to hide behind the roots. When I do an update on the 1984 tank, like, and y'all see that in the back, okay. So here's where we have the so something like that looks kind of cool, and then I'll mount, yeah, that'll be cool. So the roots will go behind the rock. Okay, we can do that. Let's do that. So here's your secret ingredient, man. Straight up, look, Dollar Store super glue, but you gotta use the gel kind. And then some cat was, okay, everybody gotta start somewhere, and I try to stay out of forums and stuff. Yeah, you missed it. We finna mount. Like, I got the Ricardia. This is Ricardia. So we're going Coromos, or the Ricardia versus the Subwasser tank. So I was showing y'all that this is what Ricardia is, and since I already pulled it and I wanted to mount it anyway, since I got it out, I'm gonna go ahead and mount some Anubias non-appetit on here. And Josh suggested that we mount it at the top in this corner right here, so the roots go behind the rock. Bet. Okay, so like, somebody was bashing somebody on the forum talking about, can they use super glue? And I was like, of course you can. Dude, like, it's all the same thing. The main ingredient in super glue is cyanoacrylate. And here's a little nerd history, a bunch of, you know, stuff that I don't know why I know it, and it's probably not going to benefit anybody. I don't know where I learned this at, but super glue was made by the military, and I don't want to say the wrong war, but I'm thinking like Vietnam or something, and it was used for wounds, you know, to like hold skin together. It's actually water activated. So before this rock dry out, let me shut up and get this mounted. But it's easy to do. All you need is a little bit. And then I take my pincets, I take my plant, and then I just stick it on there. That's it. And it ain't going nowhere. The roots are hanging off the back, and there you go. Easy day. And then I'm gonna sit this in the sink and put a wet paper towel over it to give it a chance to cure, so we can finish the stream. Because you want to let it cure before you dunk it back in the tank. And there, easy day, mounting a plant straight up. So I'm gonna go dunk that. Kay, you ready to announce the first winner? Okay, go ahead. Who's our first lucky winner? Okay, you gonna announce the winner? Oh, and the first winner, the first Ferrum Campetor. Bruh, guess what you just won? You just won that. Let me go ahead and show it to you. Oh, let me show it to you. I know you're gonna like this. I know you're gonna like this. Straight up a Pisto pack. Don't get no better than that. That's what's up. Yeah, just hit me up, give me your address. I will get this in the mail first thing next week. I don't think the UPS store is no sweat, man. Thank y'all. I appreciate this. Like, really, like, it's very humbling to me to actually have people that's just normal, that just want to hang out and talk about fish and stuff. You know, like, it's cool. I just wanted to have a normal fish tank channel for normal people that's got jobs and kids and bills and, you know, like, normal. You shouldn't have to Google a YouTube video and, you know, want to go pour some bleach in your fish tank because it looked like garbage compared to the ones on TV. But, like, what they don't tell the average person is there's a lot of different stuff that goes in, you know, behind the scenes for those things to happen, you know, and one of them is money. I'm showing y'all that, hey, I'm on a fixed income. I work for the federal government. If I can pull these tanks off, I'm good. You got the twins coming tomorrow, bro. I don't know what you mean, Josh. What are you talking about? Let me know what that means. Hopefully it's a good thing. But in any case, you know, that just hanging out. So y'all spread the word. Like, I'm telling you, every time we do a live stream, y'all go rub it in everybody's face of what they missed. Oh my God. That's what's up. I will definitely make sure that whoever is taking care of her does a good job. And you know what I'm talking about. You know where I work. I don't want to say it on the internet, but I got you on that one, bro. I got you. See, I like this. It's like family, man. Like, it's cool. And no worries, man. No worries. Congratulations, bro. Life finna get real hectic for you, man. You better stick to shrimp. Seriously. But yeah, I got you, man. No worries. Okay, let's go over some more plants real quick. And while we doing that, Kay, you want to pick the second winner? The second winner is getting the t-shirt, and the last winner is getting the 10-gallon starter pack. Just feel generous. So somebody throw something out there. Alex, throw a topic out there. Since you won, the least you could do for me is ease my mind while I hit my vape and throw out a tangible topic. All right, Brian, that's what's up. You got a t-shirt coming to you, Brian. Give me a tangible, a good topic. Like, give me something juicy. And then that'll be our last topic, and then I'll have Kay pick the last winner, and we'll go from there. Root ferts versus water column ferts. Okay, cool. All right, all right. I really don't like to think of it in terms of verses, right? I think of them in terms of how they complement each other, okay? And I'll give you a prime example of like paying attention, okay? So we're doing this nano competition, right? I go out on a limb trying to do the most as usual, and I say I'm gonna do a nano Dutch. And since I don't have that much room to fit my big hands to do the typical European Dutch style arrangement of plants, I say, okay, I'm gonna do a Japanese hybrid Dutch. That way I can put some hardscape in there to break up the lines, but I can still organize all my plant groupings like I need to. So I think it's a great idea to go and put root tabs, which is cool because I got some root feeders in there. I have Hygrophila pinnatifida in there. I have compact corymbosus in there. I have some red crypt wint in there, and they would benefit from the root tabs. In my head I'm thinking big tank root tab rules, so 1 per 6 inches. I wasn't thinking little tank root tab rules, so I put 1 per 6 inches. So I think I got 3, maybe 4 root tabs in a 5-gallon tank, and CO2, and I'm dosing with Thrive. So needless to say, I was dealing with an algae problem. I'm just like barely starting to get it under control, and yeah, so talking about how they complement each other, right? So root tabs do just that. You have different plants that feed in different ways, and like these swords, they're root feeders straight up all day long. And how do you determine that? It determines on how the plant is going to grow naturally in the ecosystem, in its environment. So think of it like a sword plant is a marginal plant. It grows in the mud. It's a amphibious plant, kind of like we discussed last week. It's one of those things where it'll be growing in the mud, on the side of a ditch, the side of a pond, a creek, whatever, in a swamp, whatever, and it's getting all that nutrient rich matter from, hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But yeah, it's getting all that nutrient rich organic matter from the soil that it's growing in, the soil / mud. So those plants evolved to be heavy root feeders. And then you got your column feeders, plants that actually grow in the water column, and they have the here, I'll show you the characteristic of a column feeder. I'm putting my money where my mouth is. And it's like I don't even stage this stuff. That's just how much fish tanks I got all over the place. Like I'm within arm's reach of anything, anytime, if I just need to show somebody something. So check this out. So this is a piece of Rotala. I think this is Nanjinsen, but here's some Rotala, right? And Alex, you were talking about column feeders. So this is a column feeder. So you see, you have the stem, and then at each node, each nodule on the the S in shrimp safe means that it doesn't have copper in it and a few other toxic heavy metals that are detrimental to your shrimp. It's the same thing, just minus those heavy metals that shrimp and some other invertebrates can't tolerate. But you see the roots on here? Is that focus good for y'all? So at each node, it'll throw off a root. These roots free float in the water. I'm gonna throw this back in here. They derive their nutrients from the water column, move it towards the tank. Oh, I just threw it back in the tank. Let me grab it again. Does that work? You know what? Let me use my trusty paper towel, because I gotta get that sub-washer tank back in there anyway. There, see there. There you go. How's that? Cool. Okay, so like the roots shoot off from the nodes on the plant, on the stem. This is why stem plants are so easy to propagate via cuttings. Because you got to think, you know, we're talking nature, so you got like animals, critters, everything doing their thing in the water, breaking up the plants. The plants have evolved to be able to shoot out a root, and that's how they propagate. This is another way they propagate if they're not able to flower and seed, you know. So it's a prime example of feeder versus a feeder. Now the cool swords, they kind of think, you know, to where, oh, I got a very bad connection. Swords kind of do the same thing. Are you guys with me? Where they'll shoot off a runner, and on the runner, let me get over here. On the runner, they'll shoot off roots and do it kind of like a column feeder would. And that, you know, in order to get that, you have to have a well-established mother plant. Let me get this guy out of here. Oh, didn't make it. Turtle food. But that's one of the differences. That was a pretty solid question, Alex. I appreciate you for that. I mean, did I cover it enough? Was that too vague, or do y'all want me to go in a little more depth? You know what? Yeah, let's do that. Let's talk about rhizome plants then. Okay, so I know this is supposed to be like a Pantanal themed tank, but I'm sorry, that was some cool Anubias that I threw in there. Barterii round leaf, and Nanji, I think. I gotta look at it. It's in the back. It's a rhizome plant. And the rhizome, it's kind of like a potato, right? It stores the energy. That's where the plant grows from. So it's kind of like a hybrid between the two, to where it's a water column feeder and a root feeder at the same time. That's just my take on it. You know, I can't give you a PhD explanation. I can just tell you from doing it, as long as I have, and observing, that's how they tend to grow. You know, so I mean, if that explains it well enough, you know, you guys let me know. Thumbs up, something, yeah, shut up, give the next gift, something. Let me know. Oh, and this is what the t-shirt looks like. All right, Brian, here's your t-shirt. Warrior Planet tanks. Okay, yeah, it is getting late. I gotta catch the Chinese people before they close, but they don't close till 11. But I ain't finna stay on here that long. I gotta go to church in the morning. But hopefully that answered your question about root tabs versus water column ferts, and that was cool. All right, let's wrap it up. This is the big one. All right, straight up 10-gallon starter pack. Okay, go ahead and do the honors. I'm gonna announce that. I'll take any last questions if you guys have them, and if not, we'll go ahead. Joshua Kinslow. All right, Josh, you just won a starter pack of plants. So you're gonna get a couple backgrounds, a few mid-grounds, and 1 or 2 foregrounds. It's enough to plant up a 10-gallon. I was feeling generous tonight, so congratulations. Okay, I'm gonna leave the floor open. Any more topics that you guys may have, and if not, oh, no sweat. Thank you guys for coming on. Like, I'm totally digging this. Totally digging it. We got time for one more topic, and then we can cut it short. I'll let you guys go. Josh, since you just won, you asked the last question. Plus, you about to be a father. Congratulations. And we'll roll. All right, brother. Thank you for checking in. I really appreciate you. All right, Josh. After set the last topic, we'll talk about it for about 3 or 4 minutes, and then we'll let everybody roll. What is a good centerpiece plant for a 55-gallon tank or so? A good centerpiece plant. Once again, I'm gonna say it all depends on personal preference, but there are a few that I like that make awesome centerpiece plants. One of my all-time favorites is a Madagascar lace plant. Beautiful centerpiece plant. In fact, any of your Apongnageddon lilies make great centerpiece plants. You can't go wrong with a big sword, like a big melon sword, or a big Blairy, a flame. Like that flame that I put in there is tripled in size since I planted it. Here, look. Let's get on it. Look at that thing. Like, from the time I planted it, it was all teensy. Okay, that's what yours is gonna look like too, by the way. Excuse me for shaking the camera. But yeah, that's just a nice, yeah, that's just awesome. Put that in the middle and just, you know, put a root tab on each side of it right there in the light and just let it take over the whole tank. Like, this Blairy right here was in here before I did it, and that Blairy is going clear to the top of this one, and I planted this whole thing. And if you have time, what is a good CO2 substitute since I don't have that set up? Flourish. Straight up, Flourish. For a while there, that tank that I showed you guys, the one that is just running on Element, I was using Flourish in it, and I stopped because it was making my plants grow too good. I don't know if I have a bottle, but Seachem makes it. But Seachem Flourish is straight up a different form of carbon. You can dose Flourish, and it's a good substitute for CO2 if you don't have it. Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all another thing I do. Okay, it's ghetto, but it worked. Every once in a while, on my tanks, I have this little contraption, which is, I mean, I couldn't live without it. See that? It's carbonated water. Okay? So like every once in a blue moon, I will dump like 2 or 3 bottles of carbonated water in my tanks. And I just let it roll. You know, like what gets in there gets in there. Most of it dissipates, but enough. It's just something I do. I've always done it, and I've never seen any adverse effects. The plants seem to like it. So just little tricks from knowing stuff, you know. It works for me. I mean, obviously I don't expect you to go out and buy some Perrier or some San Pellegrino and pour it in your fish tank. But I would be sitting up here lying if I told you I have never done that before, because I absolutely have. Just don't use the flavored kind, and you should be good. But yeah, the lace plant's good, the sword's good. Another cool one, another cool centerpiece plant. Believe it or not, Anubias makes a pretty awesome centerpiece plant. A nice, huge-mongous Anubias with maybe like some different kinds of Microsorghum fern on either side of it. Can you use distilled water to top off? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I do it all the time. I do it all the time. Like, bro, just being honest, if you go to the store and buy RODI water, It's essentially the same thing. It's essentially the same thing. But yeah, you can absolutely use distilled water to top off. There's nothing wrong with doing that. But if you guys haven't got anything else, my phone's telling me it's time to get off of here because I got 15% battery. Plus, I know it's getting late. But hey, I really appreciate each and every one of y'all for sticking with me through the duration of this whole thing. Let me be sincere. Let me be sincere. It's only fair. There you go. Woo, I look rough. It's been a long day, man. Cooked like a million, I don't know, did a bunch of shish kebabs and other stuff for the church. They had a potluck today, and then I've been sorting plants, sorting shrimp. I got some awesome shrimp. I'm gonna do a video on them. Possibly tomorrow. I don't know, but I got some cool ones. But if you guys don't have anything else, I gotta take a toke. If you guys don't have anything else, I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go. And like always, we can look at the fish. Hey, let's feed the fish and then call it a night. It sounds fair enough. Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna get it out ASAP. I'm gonna flip y'all. We'll feed the fish and call it a night. It's fair enough. So I'm gonna hook them up, and I'm being lazy, so I'm just plopping in some bloodworm cubes so y'all can actually see them, and then I'm gonna hook them up with some Cyclops real quick. This is great. This is good stuff, especially like if you got nano fish, little bitty tetras, babies, anything like that. And it's just a good supplement for all around. I'll try to give as varied of a diet as possible. So I'm going to give them one of these. A little goes a long way with these though, guys. So keep that in mind. All you need is one. And then like on those other tanks I have filter feeding shrimp. I got bamboo shrimp in there, flower shrimp. And they love them. So y'all check the fish eating. Let me cut this light so y'all can appreciate that. Boom. And that's what Cyclops does. It's totally awesome. It's cheap, it lasts long. All you need is one. I like to, for the teensy stuff, I like to go between Daphnia, brine shrimp, and they just go nuts over it. And the cool thing is, whatever they don't eat, that's really for my Corys, because I have the peppers in there, and then I have the little Hasbrosis, the pygmy Cory in there, and they'll eat it, so they'll give them plenty of foraging for the next day or two. But like I was saying, for the tiny stuff, I like to go between the Cyclops, brine shrimp, Nepali, full-grown brine shrimp, and Daphnia. And I haven't cultured any Daphnia in a long time, but there's a lot of videos out there on how to do it. We got mosquitoes, man, and I don't want to run the risk of having a tote tub, excuse me, of standing stagnant water and have mosquitoes in them and stuff. Like, the fish would totally eat the mosquitoes too, but I ain't trying to get tore up every time I go outside to harvest some. But if that's all y'all got for tonight, I want to congratulate everybody that won a prize. I'll get those to y'all in the mail ASAP. And thank you guys again. Like, I really appreciate you guys for hanging out with me on a Saturday night and talking about fish. Next weekend we can do another one, and we'll shoot a different tank. How about that? I tell you what, leave in the comments, the last 3 of y'all that's left, leave in the comments which tank you want me to shoot. We can do the 1984 tank, which is great subject matter. We can do my Candy Cane Rainbow Unicorn Land shrimp tank. We can do the one across the street. We can go in the grow room and I can show you my grow tables with some of my plants in there. Y'all tell me where y'all want to shoot. Shrimp? Okay, so like, vote on it. This video is going to get published. Tell your friends. And by the time we get ready to do the live stream next week, whoever has the same idea the most times, that's the one that we'll use to shoot in. Fair enough? I'll leave you guys to decide on that and spread the word, and we'll pick one and we'll go from there. But I'm gonna go ahead and sign out because I gotta get these youngins fed. And I see that one too. That one looks like a good one. We might do that one then. Yeah, I gotta get these youngins fed, and we'll go from there. But you guys have a good night. Thank you for hanging out. This is Steve, as always, from Warrior Planet Tanks. You guys have a blessed weekend. Stay safe. God bless you all. And y'all have a great night. I'm going to go ahead and be out. Thanks, guys. Love you guys. All right, I'm out. All right, take care. Thank you. Good night. Good night, all you guys. Thank you. Appreciate y'all for hanging out.